Happy Thursday, everyone. This is our 1:30 p.m. session with UDC SNAP-Ed once again, where Miranda and Chef Herb will be talking about filling up with fiber today. So I look forward to this presentation and live demonstration. I'm going to read our disclaimer before we get started. The WildTech DC Senior Digital Inclusion Program, its owners and presenters offer technical assistance, virtual health, well-being information designed for educational purposes only. You should not rely on the information and any apps or topics made by WildTech, including but not limited to mobile device applications and any social media pages maintained by WildTech, its owners or presenters as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or legal advice. So please let us know if you cannot see us or hear us in the chat. As always, please make sure you keep your TVs and cell phones in mind, again, just so we can hear everyone. And as always, make sure you take notes and or screenshots so you can review the information for later. But again, this whole session will be on our YouTube channel. So hello, YouTube, and you can review and rewind as much as you like. But again, it's great to take notes during. You retain a little bit more. So thank you all so much for joining us today. Miranda and Chef Herb, if you could introduce yourselves and your topic for today. Thank you so much for joining us once again. And please make sure you all stay on for our poll at the end to let us know how you felt. And I look forward to the session today. The floor is yours, Miranda.
All right. Thank you so much. Happy Thursday, everyone. My name is Miranda Damaris. I'm the Senior Program Coordinator for SNAP-Ed here at UDC. And today we're going to be talking about dietary fiber. As you can see, we've got Fill Up with Fiber for our session. And I am joined by Chef Herb. I'll let him introduce himself.
Good morning. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Happy Thursday. Chef Holden here from Center for Nutrition, Diet, and Health, Project Coordinator for SNAP-Ed. I look forward to doing this cooking demonstration for you guys today.
All right. And I will say, because we are in the same room, you all have to bear with us because we're trying our best to make sure that we don't have feedback. So like right now.
Oh no, you're great. I'm here to let you know if that occurs.
Okay, wonderful. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And it's good to see some new faces, some familiar faces and names. Happy birthday to Miss Denise. Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful.
It's two Thursday birthdays in a row for us.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we see everything perfectly. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. So once again, we are UDC SNAP-Ed. We're housed in CAUSES, which are our College of Agriculture, Urban Sustainability, and Environmental Sciences. Since we are funded by the USDA, we want to just let everybody know we're an equal opportunity provider. If you ever have any problems with our calls, there's information on the screen here that you can file a complaint, and I'll be sure to share all of our slides with you all at the end of today. So our fiber session, we'll have a little bit of a My Plate review. We'll talk about sources of fiber. We'll have an activity where you all help guess the whole grain. We'll look at the benefits and recommendations for fiber, talk about how to increase fiber in your diet, and then we'll get to the fun part, which is Chef Herb's cooking demonstration today. And he has a black bean and brown rice power bowl for you all.
Oh, everything's fun, Miranda.
Well, thank you. Just a reminder for those that have been with us and seen this, we've got our My Plate. If you're new joining us, hopefully the My Plate picture here is something that you've seen in the past, but our My Plate model is a great way to just help us understand what a healthy plate would look like. We know not every single meal is eaten on a plate. Sometimes we're eating in a bowl. Sometimes we're eating something like a taco with our hands or a sandwich. But we know that My Plate helps us understand the appropriate portions, essentially how much we should be putting on our plate from each of our 5 food groups. And My Plate has a few recommendations for us. One of those being we should make half of our plate fruits and vegetables. We'll talk about those today with our fiber conversation. Another recommendation is to make half of the grains that we eat throughout our day whole grains. So throughout the day, if you're eating things like rice, bread, pasta, we want to try to choose at least half of the time grains that are whole. So maybe you're somebody that really likes white bread and you're not willing to substitute your white bread. That's great. That's fine. Maybe that means for dinner, if you have your white bread on your sandwich for lunch, for dinner, you're having brown rice instead of white rice. That would be, you know, kind of evening out, balancing out the whole grain versus the refined grain. There's lots of really great grains that we're going to look at today with our fiber conversation. Then we've got our proteins. We know that protein foods can come from both animals and plants. And we want to choose protein foods that are lean. So thinking about lower fat, lots of our plant proteins like beans, nuts, and seeds are going to right off the bat be a lean source of protein. When we think about our animal proteins, things like meat, fish, chicken, beef, etc., we want to try to choose ones that are lean, or we want to try to trim the fat. We could choose a leaner ground beef, like a 93% lean rather than an 85% lean. You could also choose a boneless, skinless chicken thigh where you're removing any visible fat that you're seeing. So lots of ways to make sure that you're getting lean proteins, but still enjoying your protein source nonetheless. Then finally, with our dairy foods, things like milk, cheese, and yogurt, we want to choose low fat options or fat-free options. This would be your 1% or your skim milk, reduced fat cheeses, low fat yogurts, etc. So just a reminder, if you haven't had a chance, we welcome you to visit myplate.gov. You can find lots of great information on the website. And there's even a section for each life stage. So if you're curious about what you need in your current life stage, there's a section for that. If you're maybe looking at something for your grandchildren, there's a section for that too. And lots of really great recipes that we've utilized that Chef does lots of his cooking demonstrations using as well. So really great resource if you haven't had the chance to visit myplate.gov.
Oh, I put the Start Simple My Plate app in the chat. We've talked, you know, the few years we've been together, we've definitely explored that
Wonderful.
app a lot. So it's a great app for those that haven't checked it out. The link is in the chat.
Thank you so much. Yes, there's so many great resources on my plate. One of them being the app now that they do have. It'll send you little goals each day or each week. So really
Yeah,
great.
you get badges.
Yeah.
You can read you know, everything that they for each food group. So you know, I love the activities that we did for that, even the amounts for all the different kinds of different food.
Thank you. Okay, so our fiber, sources of fiber. This is just a very general source, right? So we know that whole grains, all of those grains that are in their whole state. So something like the brown rice, for instance, versus the white rice. When we take the white rice, we've removed the outside layer and some of even the inside nutrients as well to make that white rice. So that's why when they remove that, they're actually removing some of the fiber. So when we think about our fiber sources for grains, it's going to be definitely those that are whole grains. And we can always look for the stamp related to how much of your grain may be whole. And I will share a resource for that with you all once Chef starts his demo. Additionally, we have beans, nuts, and seeds. So as I mentioned, those really great plant protein sources, those are a really great way to get a lot of nutrients, right? They have fiber. They come from plants. So anything coming from plants is going to have those fiber sources, as we can see here. But we know there's a whole bunch of other things that are really healthy from those beans, nuts, and seeds as well. And then finally, our fruits and vegetables, a lot of really great sources of fiber in fruits and vegetables, especially when we think about any of our fruits or vegetables that have a skin, making sure that we leave the skin on, that we eat that part of the fruit as well, or that part of the vegetable as well. Of course, there are plenty of fruits and vegetables that we remove the skins because we can't digest them. But any of those that we can leave them on, like our apples, potatoes, cucumbers, all of those great skins on those kinds of fruits and vegetables are going to be where most of the fiber is. So we're going to do an activity, and I'm going to show you some pictures of grains, both dry and cooked. And I want you guys, so this is where we can definitely use our hand raising function. I want you guys to try to guess the grain. All right, here's our first one.
I like this game. Any takers? Please raise your hand in Zoom. I haven't had this too many times. It's definitely an acquired taste.
I
Okay.
I see one hand
Yep,
raised.
Brenda.
Well,
Uh-huh.
I'm guessing, is it wheat?
That's a great guess. I'm gonna see if anyone else wants to offer another answer.
Yeah. Any other hands? Any other hands? What grain is that? Okay, how about you, Gracie?
Noah, what did he call it?
What was it?
I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. Quinoa?
Oh, okay. Quinoa.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's another good guess. I
Yep,
see.
another good guess.
I see a few more with hands raised.
Yep. Mr. Angelo, third time's a charm.
Yeah,
What
I was
is
I
that?
was just gonna say the same one that was already said on the left. It looks like wheat to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, one more hand, and then I think I know what it is, but one more hand.
I say it might be oats.
Okay. These are some good guesses. I'm gonna go ahead and reveal the answer. Did I get to everybody that wanted to guess?
What? How about does it start with B, Miranda?
Sorry.
Does it start with the letter B?
Oh, yes, it does. It does. Yes, we want to give another hint. It does.
Yeah,
The
so it
letter
starts with the letter
B.
B. You can unmute real fast. Any 30 seconds. Any last takers? It starts with the letter B.
Goes great in soup.
Uh-huh.
Beans. Barley. I say
There we
barley.
go.
So yeah, I think someone said it. Yeah.
Barley.
Miss Sandra?
Uh-huh.
Awesome. Yes, this one is barley.
Hey, that was you, Miss Rosemary. Good job.
Oh, good job.
I heard you.
Okay, so as you can see here, we've got the grain dry, and then we've got the grain in the bowl here cooked. Has anyone ever had barley before?
Oh, well, I did. I said it was an acquired taste.
Yes.
I grew up on it a little bit. I didn't like it too much. I haven't had it in a while, so I may like it different now, but I've never really cooked it. So the left picture, I've never seen barley in that form before. So
I like it in soups. I
I
had it
had
In vegetable soup.
Yeah.
Mhm.
any thoughts on barley? Again, you can unmute yourself.
I like it in vegetable soup.
Okay, yes, a good vegetable barley soup.
That's what I was gonna ask. What do you find it in? Can you buy it in the store? And
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's like a grain. I mean, rice, you
just
know.
in a box?
In a
Barley?
box, in a bag, yeah, wherever you would find your rice at the grocery store, you'll
Yeah.
typically be able to find barley. Now, it may not, it just depends on the store that you're going to, if it's available or not. But yeah, it would be in the same aisle with your other grains like rice and other ones that I'm trying not to say too,
Yeah, I know
because
we
we
got
have a few
some
more.
more, but try it out, Mr. Angelo. See if you like.
Yeah, I was just wondering how what is it, like a cereal or something, or
Well,
what?
it's a
It's
grain,
similar
right?
to rice. It's
Grain.
very similar to rice. It's a little bit has maybe just a little bit more texture. Chef,
Mhm.
you want to weigh in on barley?
It's a little sticky when you cook it though,
Really?
just by
Yeah.
itself.
Wow.
You
Barley,
gotta keep stirring
Yeah,
it.
barley is if you remember every time I hear barley, it brings me back to my childhood days. Everybody can hear me?
yeah,
Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
yes.
Yes.
It brings me back to my childhood days with the chicken noodle soup grandma used to make. We'd put the barley in it, and
What?
if you ever had Rice Krispies, I mean not Rice
Yeah.
Krispies. Yes, the
Cereal,
cereal.
that's
You know what I'm talking about. It
Cereal.
looks just like that right there. It's just a grain. It's just you've had it before, but you probably have never seen it in its natural state. But it's just you've had it in a lot of different like vegetable soups, chicken noodle soup way back in the days. Is barley, and it's easy to work
Wow.
with, just like rice.
And they put it in some breads, don't they, Chef?
Yes.
Really? Wow.
Whole grain breads, yes.
So if I went to the Walmart, I could get some barley in the aisle where the cereal is, or where
No,
the
it'll be with
Go to
it'll be
Wegmans,
with
I
your
bet you
grains.
find it there now.
It'll be with your grains.
It's pretty available all
Yeah,
around. So
it's
just go to
available
the store
everywhere.
and check it out.
It's not nothing you cannot find. It's just
Okay.
like rice. It's everywhere,
Okay.
okay?
Right,
All right.
gotcha.
And you're gonna cook it just like rice as well. Drop it in a stock, drop it in your soups, or I mean, it's so easy to work with.
Wow. Okay, thank you. I learned something new every day.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Angelo. All right, I think we're ready
Thanks,
for our
Miranda.
next grade, Miranda.
Okay, let's go to the next one. All right, maybe a little bit easier here. Any takers?
Okay, I see you, Gracie. Let's see, again, someone we haven't heard from yet. Again, we have about 30 folks on the call, so I want everyone to participate. Anyone we haven't heard from. If you have, please keep your hand up, though. Anyone we haven't heard from yet. Please raise your hand. We'd love to hear from you today. Okay.
You can guess in the chat.
You see in the chat, we love to hear from you too, so please take advantage of that. Okay, Brenda, do you agree with the chat or do you have a different answer?
Well, I didn't see the chat. Well, it looks like brown rice.
You are right. It is
Oh.
brown rice. Yep, I wasn't tricking you on this one.
That's good. Great job, Brenda.
Thank you.
So yes, hopefully you guys have had the opportunity to have brown rice and maybe can differentiate it from the white rice. It's a little bit tougher, obviously takes longer to cook. But as you can see, it's that light tan or brown color. And because they haven't removed any of those different nutrients from the grain itself, this is going to be a really great source of fiber and a whole grain, better than its counterpart being the white rice.
Oh yeah, so all of these you're speaking with us today are whole grains.
Correct, yes.
All right, I love it.
Let's see if we can guess the next one here.
One of my favorites. Again, please raise your hand if you'd like to answer, please. Again, please raise your hand. We love to hear from you, okay? All right, we got, especially for this activity, we got Louise. Thank you so much. What do you think it is?
Quinoa.
Say it one more time.
Quinoa.
Quinoa, yep. Quinoa. And in the chat, I saw, and I for both, I saw orzo was a good guess from the brown rice page, and then couscous was another guess for this one here. And this one is quinoa. There you can see how it's spelled. Quinoa is very similar to couscous. They're both they're like a round shape instead of like that longer grain of the rice or the barley. A really great thing about quinoa is, of course, it's going to have a great source of fiber, but it also has some protein in it. So it has a little bit more protein than the average grain. It's what we call an ancient grain. It originates in South America. And it's very similar to rice as well. Cooks a lot like rice, tastes a lot like rice, just looks ever so slightly different. Here we have the tan version, but they have a red quinoa. They have a lot of different kinds of quinoa than just the regular standard brown.
Oh, I just grabbed this from my pantry. So I have some I have white quinoa. Have you tried this before?
I haven't tried that brand, but yes, that's.
I can't wait to try it.
Yay!
But certain for this version, but it's very nutty. That's what I like about quinoa.
Yes, I'm a big fan of quinoa too. Pretty easy to cook with, and basically anything that you would cook or eat rice with, you could substitute it for quinoa. Same thing, you can find it at the grocery store in your grains aisle. Couscous is another whole grain for those of you who also enjoy couscous. Couscous is one of my dinner staples for sure. All right. Any guesses on this one?
This is a good one too. I like the pictures. Any takers? Oh, this one's on the tip of my tongue. Any takers? Again, please raise your hand. Any takers? What is this whole grain?
I know this one is tricky.
Mm-hmm. I had it growing up as a kid, all the time. You can do sweet or savory.
I was gonna say, I might put this in my pancakes.
Oh, really? No, I know this one's hard. This is a hard one, y'all. Any takers? And what do you think it is? You can unmute yourself as well. It's on the tip of my tongue. This is fun. I know it's a hard one, you guys.
How about wheat berries?
All right, that's a good guess. You're definitely on the right track.
Okay. Mm,
Anyone else? If you show it, I'm gonna be like, oh.
mm,
All right, are we ready to reveal?
What does it start with?
I believe now I'm questioning myself. I believe it starts with B as well.
E. Oh. Hmm. Oh, yeah, it's on the tip. I don't know. It's on the tip of my tongue. But
buckwheat.
There
oh,
we go. It is buckwheat.
Oh,
Yeah.
green.
So as we can see on the outside here, that green
Ooh,
coloring, but
Yeah.
yeah, buckwheat. Yeah, buckwheat pancakes.
That one makes sense. I've heard of that, but I don't think, wow, that I think of this as more like a cereal kind of situation.
Hey,
Like
Brenda.
I used to just literally pour a bowl of milk and eat it like cereal,
There you
and
go. Okay.
it was really satisfying.
Chef, do you have any insights on buckwheat? Are you unmuted?
Other than the pancakes and bread, that's about it. My experience is pancakes and waffles and bread is probably as far as buckwheat. The same thing. Take me back to my childhood days.
I'll have to try. I'll have to make one.
All right. I believe that was my last one. Yes.
Thank you for the game. That was so fun.
Good job, everyone. So yeah, hopefully you saw something a little bit different or new, and now you can look for it at the store. Try it out. A lot of times they have recipes on the back, or you can obviously kind of look up some different recipes with them online as well. Okay. Did you turn down your?
Yeah, he's Chef Herb is good.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk about a little bit more about fiber and why it's important. So first off, I'm sure many of you have had this conversation with the doctor at some point. I know it's a conversation that they tend to ask, are you getting enough fiber? So fiber is a really great food. And of course, once again, it comes from things like anything that comes from plants. So things like grains, fruits and vegetables, our beans, nuts, and seeds, or legumes, if you will. And we know that all of these are really great for our hearts. They help keep our heart nice and healthy, because one of the main reasons is they can regulate or even reduce cholesterol. So if you're somebody looking to have a really healthy heart and try to avoid things like heart disease, getting plenty of fiber in your diet is really important. It can also help with weight management, because fiber is a really crucial part of our digestion. It helps slow the speed of digestion, and can help you feel full for longer. So if you're somebody that tends to want to snack, something like a hearty, we use that word hearty, a high fiber breakfast may help get you to lunch without necessarily having to snack. Or eat things that you wouldn't otherwise want to be putting in your body. It's a really great source too, because they're typically lower in calories. Once again, they come from all these plant sources. So most plant sources are going to be, really nutrient dense. They're high in vitamin and minerals. They're low in things like sodium. They're low in things like fat. And when we think about plant sources of fat, we're going to think about good, healthy fats, like our source of fat from nuts or our source of fat from vegetables like avocados. Those are really great sources, right? So fiber, great for weight management. Fiber can also assist and help maintain or control diabetes because it helps kind of break down the food. It can help to regulate your blood sugar. So getting plenty of fiber. And when we think about these foods, yes, I know we're thinking about things like fruits and stuff. We're thinking about the things that are slower acting. So not those really high sugary foods, but the grains and things that have less of that sugar that's going to maybe cause a blood sugar spike, and more of the fiber that will help kind of regulate and help slow the speed of your digestion. And then of course, if you're somebody that has any kind of digestive issues or GI tract, things like gastrointestinal reflux or IBS, things like that, eating plenty of fiber can also help to just improve your overall gut health and comfort in digestion, if you will. Of course, it's going to also help just make bowel movements more frequent and regular throughout our day. Lots of really great reasons to enjoy fiber throughout your day. So we have two kinds of fiber. We have soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. If we think about those, the soluble fiber is going to be something that breaks down a little bit easier, and that insoluble fiber is going to be one that doesn't break down. Our soluble fiber is really great to help reduce our low density lipocholesterol, or our LDL, the bad cholesterol, if you will. So it helps reduce that cholesterol in our body. And then it can really just, help regulate our blood sugar, the cholesterol as well, because we know that once again, if we're reducing our cholesterol, that's going to help our overall cholesterol numbers as well. The kind of fiber that soluble fiber is the kind that's going to kind of attract water and then gel up. So have you ever made oatmeal and you kind of see how it gets kind of gelled? That's what we're thinking about when we think about soluble fiber. So this is things like oats or oat bran, barley, nuts and seeds, beans and lentils, peas, and some fruits and vegetables. Most of our, especially vegetables, are going to be in that insoluble form. But these are some of those sources of soluble fiber that kind of gel up, and they'll kind of gel up in the stomach. And that happens during digestion. For insoluble fiber, this is the fiber that our body doesn't necessarily break down the same way. And we know that bacteria definitely plays a role here. So sometimes when you maybe think of something like broccoli or our, beans and things like that too, it may contribute to gas because of that bacteria in the gut as well. But overall, there are good, there are still really great benefits to having insoluble fiber in our diet, one of which being to help keep our bowel movements regular. It is what basically helps bulk and form stool. So this is very important for our digestive health. These are going to come from things like our vegetables, our whole grains, things like wheat bran, etc. So really, really important to get both insoluble and soluble fiber in your diet. And they both kind of have different roles that help with our overall gut health and cholesterol and things like that.
The bit about the soluble fiber attracting the water, that makes me think of the weight management portion. So
for sure, that too. Yep. To help with water. Yep. Just it helps absorb, and it'll definitely do a lot of really great things in your stomach, including keeping you full for longer, right? So
yeah, and as you said, regular,
for sure.
It's that's great to know. The ideas are connecting, which is really, I like how this was organized.
Thank you. All right, so how much do we need? Essentially 14 grams of fiber for every 1,000 calories per your diet or per day. But overall, your typical recommendation, it's going to look a little different for men and women. Men need 38 grams of fiber per day, where women need 25 grams of fiber per day. So definitely something to start looking at and seeing, oh, am I getting enough fiber in my day? And you know, you don't necessarily have to be counting every single thing you're eating, but just think, oh, do I eat enough whole grains? Do I eat enough legumes, beans, and nuts? Am I eating the skins on my fruits and vegetables? So really, another really great, so we said nuts and seeds, flax seeds, so brown flax seed or chia seeds. And we'll talk about those in a little bit, but other really great sources that you can add easily to lots of different foods. Now, when we think about food processing, this is where fiber starts to change, right? So typically, the more processing a food has gone through, the less fiber it's going to contain. This is the case when we talked about, for instance, the white rice versus the brown rice. White rice has gone through processing to remove that outside layer. That's the outside layer is where the fiber is. So the same thing is true, for instance, with a whole fruit, like an apple. A regular apple, you know, just a whole apple with the skin still on is going to have almost 4.5 grams of fiber. You take that apple and you turn it into applesauce. Still healthy, still has nutrients for us, but now because we've kind of, you know, ground it up, we've milled it, we've probably taken away some of that skin to make the applesauce. We're now at 1.5 grams versus 4.5 grams of fiber. Take that even further. Now let's turn that apple into juice. That's going to have no fiber. So as much as possible, we want to try to get those whole fruits and vegetables as before we would choose something like the fruit juice or even a vegetable juice, because we know they're not going to have as much fiber as the whole form of that fruit or vegetable. Still can be part of all three of these are part of the fruit group, just showing for fiber purposes, eating it with that skin on, eating it in the whole form is a little bit healthier for fiber, especially. Same is true for things like our orange juice. If you are somebody that enjoys orange juice, at the very least, try to keep the pulp. That pulp will have some fiber, but we really do, we'll get a lot more out of a whole orange than we would. And of course, an orange, we don't have to eat the peel. There's plenty of fiber in like those different, like the lighter skin color on the outside. Once you peel it off, that'll have fiber in it. So you can still get great fiber from an orange without the peel.
Oh yeah, the pith. Yeah. And it's cheaper. Like you know, buying an apple is typically like less cheaper than just buying apple juice. So it's
For
you
sure.
know, the wholer it is, the cheaper and more nutrient dense it is for you. So
Very
I love that statistics. It's really telling.
So we know with fiber, you may be saying, okay, that's great, but how do I actually add fiber to my diet? Lots of really great ways. The one thing I want to mention is that anytime you start to increase fiber, so let's say you're going to start adding some of these things to your daily routine, make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Obviously, right now it's super hot out. Everybody should be drinking plenty of fluids and plenty of water already. But anytime you increase fiber in your diet, because we talked about how it has that digestive stool function where, you know, it's going to help with bowel movements. However, if we increase that and don't increase our water, that can lead to constipation. So increase both together. Make sure you drink plenty of water. The same would be true if you started to take something like a fiber supplement. But unless you're recommended to take a fiber supplement from your doctor or another healthcare professional, you can get plenty of fiber through your regular diet without having to go to a supplement form. We want to try to choose whole foods first, and then, yeah, different medications or supplements later. So some ways that we can increase, we know adding oats, you can add oats to so many different things. So for instance, you can add it to something like a meatloaf or your burgers, like a burger patty. Lots of really great ways. If you're making cookies, just throw a little oats in there. Even if you're buying, you know, a box of, you know, pre-made mix of cookies, you can add your own oats. I like to just buy, you know, the regular canister of oats. I'm not talking about the instant oatmeal with all the sugar. I'm talking about just the canister of plain rolled oats. You can put those in so many different things, like breads, different kinds of meat, like meatloaf or the burger patties, and it goes a long way.
Oh, add raisins, make it an oatmeal raisin cookie.
Yes, those are some of my favorites, definitely. And yes, you can get a little bit of fiber from a raisin too. Our beans can go same thing. There's so many varieties of beans. You can add them to so many different things. Add them to soups, chilies, stews, but also they go great in salads. Something like a chickpea or garbanzo bean, even, you know, just a regular black bean in a salad. So lots of different ways that you can add to a variety of different kinds of foods, just getting a little bit more fiber. And the nice thing is if you're adding beans, it's a good source of protein too. So it's kind of a double whammy. Chop up veggies, add them to sandwiches, any dishes, right? Pasta, rice, noodles. If you have them ready to go, just throw them in. I know I try to keep a little bit of some snacking veggies ready in the fridge, like cucumber spears, celery, carrot sticks, all ready to go. Nice, easy snacks. They're going to have great nutrients. They're low in calories, low in sodium, and they're going to have a good source of fiber. We've got fruit. Fruit can be our natural sweetener, right? So if we're using things like the natural, the whole fruits, we can add those into smoothies. We can put a banana or a strawberry on top of our cereal or our oatmeal. We can add them to pancakes or even desserts, right? If you're somebody that likes some sweeter things, try using those natural sources of sugar to flavor your desserts and other things rather than going straight for the baked goods, if you will. We've got lots of our grains here, our rice, barley, quinoa. They all go great in stews, soups, casseroles, and even in salads. You can definitely eat quinoa. Most of these really, right? They don't always have to be hot when you eat them. They can be cold. But quinoa and couscous, those are some that we often see eaten in salads a lot because they're a little bit easier to eat when they're cold. They're not as sticky as something like rice, which may kind of clump together. The quinoa can kind of spread out in your different salads and things like that and have a really great flavor and texture. We've got more rolled oats, right? So oats to your cereal instead of breadcrumbs, right? So if any recipe that calls for breadcrumbs, you could always sub it out for cereal, for oats or a whole grain cereal. You can also make your own breadcrumbs with whole wheat bread or make your own croutons with whole wheat bread. And Chef can kind of explain a way that, to easily do that. How to make croutons and breadcrumbs.
Yeah, you can using your old stale bread, you can toast it, and for your croutons, you know, take some bread that you know, it's not bad, but you don't want it to go bad. You like, you know what, I'm not gonna fix no sandwiches. I can make some croutons, take and toast it off, a little bit of butter, give it some flavor, add some herbs to it, add some garlic to that butter and some herbs to it, and toast it up and just cut it in your cubes. After you toast it, you don't have to put it in toaster, just place it in a sheet tray, place it in the oven and make your croutons. Or you can toast it up and same way, season it how you want and blend it up and make your own breadcrumbs. You guys spending all that money on the pan cold breadcrumbs, you make your own. So it's really simple, easy to do. Good way of using stale bread that has not gone molded. There's a difference now. Stale bread that's going old. A lot of people just take and make croutons and make breadcrumbs with it. Really simple. Grind it up, put an airtight container, and you have your own bread, your croutons, or your own breadcrumbs. So really simple to do. All right. And it doesn't matter what type of bread you have. You can make croutons or your breadcrumbs out or whatever. You can use that, of course, you know, for assortment of recipes.
Thank you, Chef. Ooh. Okay. So yeah, I thought I had it on my slide, but I don't. So yeah, so you can definitely do the breadcrumbs or the croutons using your own bread. And like I said, if we're using the whole wheat bread, then that'll be a little bit better than what you might be buying at the store. Sometimes you may be able to find whole wheat breadcrumbs already made. They're just not as easily available or readily able to find. But another thing, I mentioned the the chia seeds and the flax seeds. So flax seeds, if you are familiar with them, the best way that we're going to be able to eat them and digest them is to grind them. So you can buy them from the store already ground up. And once you buy your flax seeds, and once you've, I guess, opened them, it's best to keep them in the fridge. So store them in the fridge or even the freezer. You can sprinkle flax seeds on anything you want. It can go on top of your cereal. It can go on top of your yogurt, whatever it is, your oatmeal, etc., to add a little bit of fiber. You can throw it into smoothies for sure. Lots of different ways that you can use flaxseed. Chia seeds, very similar. Chia seeds, if you've ever kind of seen like the chia pudding, it gels up. It does, just like we talked about with that soluble fiber, it will kind of expand. So a chia seed is something that you definitely want to consume with liquid or other foods, because if you consume it by itself, it can kind of take up too much of the different stomach acids and things like that, the fluids in your stomach that you need. So you want to always consume that one with food. But those are two really great sources of fiber. They've got some protein in them too, and they have healthy fats as well. So chia seeds and flax seeds, add them to your cereals, oatmeal, yogurts, smoothies, lots of really great ways, cookies, etc. Any baked goods, they can go right in. Okay, so we just have some different tables of fiber in foods. This is a really great resource to just figure out how much each food has. So as we can see here, when we look at barley, 1 cup of cooked barley has 6 grams of fiber. You typically want to aim for a good source of fiber is somewhere between 3 to 6 grams. So an excellent source would be, yeah, these ones that have close to 7. But when I'm at the grocery store, I look at the labels. I look at my fiber, especially look at your fiber when you're choosing a bread. Just because it has the word wheat in it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good source of fiber. Just because it says multi-grain doesn't always mean that it's a good source of fiber. Something like a honey wheat bread, it may have more sugar than fiber, and it's not really going to provide what you're looking for. But that whole wheat bread, that 100% whole wheat bread or a whole grain bread will have a better source of fiber. Always check the label. That's the easiest way to know if it's a good source. Once again, you're looking for something between 3 to 5 grams for a good source, 6 and above for an excellent source. We can see here instant oatmeal. We've got 4 grams in 1 cup of cooked instant oatmeal. And down here, we can see that white bread. We've got less than 1 gram, okay? Whole wheat, and you can see the difference here. Wheat bread versus whole wheat bread, 2 to 5 versus 1. So it's always good to check. And I'm going to show you all the stamp, the grain stamp that I'm talking about in just a minute. Here's our vegetables. So collard greens are an excellent source of fiber when it comes to vegetables. You can see here, potatoes with the skin, really great source of fiber. Peas, lots of those greens, right, are going to have some good sources of fiber. Broccoli, we've got 3 grams. So good sources there. Those, lots of those with the skins on, and then lots of those greens are going to have good sources for sure. Spinach, 7 grams of fiber. One of the reasons why that Popeye ate spinach, not only the protein, but the fiber too. All right, here's our protein sources with fiber. And as you can see, these are pretty much all plant sources. For instance, tuna fish, we've got 0. Chicken breast, we've got 0. Doesn't mean they're bad for us. Tuna and chicken are great for us. They just aren't a good source of fiber. So we need to make sure that if I'm eating chicken breast, I'm pairing it with some of these other foods that do have fiber, right? So our nuts, our beans, look how many grams of fiber we get in a half a cup of beans, right? Lots of great sources of fiber are in our plant proteins. Fruits here, same thing. We can kind of see which ones are at the top. Prunes, Another reason we, prunes are so great for digestion. They're a good source of fiber.
I never thought mangoes would be that high.
Yeah, I know, right? Because you don't eat the skin on a mango too, but if you think about the texture of a mango, those fibers are kind of integrated into that fruit itself. So,
Right. Even when you cut into it.
right.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So we're gonna skip this activity today, but I'll have it here, and when you guys get the PowerPoint in the chat, you can always do this on your own. Try to build out your day. Look at those little tables that we had at the other pages and try to figure out, okay, what is it that I need to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? You can add a snack in there if you're used to eating with a snack. It may be hard to get it in just 3 meals. You may need a snack to get the fiber that you need. But really think about, okay, what kinds of foods do I need throughout my day to make sure that I'm getting my 25 grams of fiber for women, my 38 grams of fiber for men. So definitely just a good little activity that you can do on your own time. Here is one recipe. This is not what Chef is doing today, but I included this in here for you all so you guys can try a different recipe at home if you'd like. We have this one as a brown rice pilaf. And Chef has done this one a few times too. It does have raisins and apricots in there. So get in your fiber from the brown rice, from the nuts, and the dried fruit. Okay, let me share with you all the recipe that Chef is going to do today. We have a brown rice and black bean power meal. I'll put this link in the chat. And because I see he's eager to start, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself so that he can introduce the recipe. If you guys have any other questions or comments for me, just feel free to type them in the chat. And without further ado, I'll turn it over to Chef.
Oh, thank you, Miranda. If
Thank
you
you
have
so
any
much.
questions for Miranda at the end, we can answer those as well. Hi, Chef Herb. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, guys. I'm doing great. Okay, everybody can see.
Yeah,
Everybody can see me
you
right
are
now, right?
spotlighted
All
right
right.
now.
Let me move I'm using it.
Oh, a little down, a little down.
Say it again.
Move the camera a little down, just so we could see the whole
Oh,
stove.
no, you're seeing me first. I haven't turned my camera around. Wait, you
Oh,
just
okay. We
I
can
want
still
you
see
guys
you
to see
though.
me first, then I'll turn my camera
Mm-hmm.
around. Guys, just power bowl, brown rice, black bean bowl, really simple, easy recipe to do. It doesn't take a lot of ingredients, so let me turn my camera around so we can get started here. All righty.
Check out the link in the chat for.
Everybody can see my station, correct?
Yep, you're good to go, Chef Herb.
All righty. First thing we're gonna do is, after we get everything prepped up and ready to go, we're gonna start with our rice and we're gonna start with our sweet potatoes. I'm gonna do mine together because it's gonna take about the same amount of time, about 7 to 8 minutes for the sweet potatoes to be tender. It doesn't take long for the sweet potatoes to be tender. I'm using an instant brown rice, so it doesn't take long for the brown rice as well. And I have.
Your screen is flickering. Your video is flickering. I'm not sure if you have a light that's moving around.
Say it again.
Miranda, you see what I'm seeing, right? With the screen.
Yeah, it's picking up light in here. What it is, it's a big door behind me, and it's picking up the light. So it's not. It wants to. I'm gonna turn it to the front camera so you guys can see, because it's picking up. So I gotta see behind me is a big door, and the light is in here, so it's just picking up everything. Okay.
Oh, that looks great. Thank you. I think that happened, but that happened before, but this is great.
And I have my sweet potatoes cut. I have them in nice cubes. It's not going to take long for these sweet potatoes to cook down, especially the size I have them. So I'm going to cook them with my brown rice. Okay. I have my beans here, that's drained and rinsed, is ready to go. I have some garlic. I have an onion that I'm going to chop up. A little bit of olive oil, some seasoning, and I need some water to go into with my rice, which I Gonna start right now. Okay. So I have my rice and my beans, sweet potatoes that I'm gonna cook together. So let's get this going. Okay, I'm gonna put this in. Off the side, I'm gonna put the top on that. That's not gonna take long. I have that on. It's not gonna take long to do. All right, so now I have a saute pan. Into my saute pan, I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil. Okay. And we're going to let this heat up. And while that is heating up, we're gonna chop our onion, okay? So I have a yellow onion. Like I said, this recipe is really simple, easy recipe to do. Making sure my oil is all over my pan here. So I'm gonna chop up my onion here. Right. Actually, I'm dicing the onion. I'm not chopping. Just some dices, right? And again, I'm using the yellow onion. This recipe is so easy, guys. If you want to add to this, you can. You know, you're talking proteins, you can fiber, you can add other beans to it if you choose to. You can mix and match. You know, you have a lot of different options with this recipe. All right, so now I'm going in with my onion. Okay.
Chef,
Yes,
is there anything else that you can use besides onions? Because I can't eat onions. So there's a substitute?
you can use, can you do the onion powder?
No,
Or
I can't eat. No, I can't eat.
no onion, no onion powder, no onion at all?
No, not at all.
You can leave out the onion if you want to. You can you see what is you can do the garlic, correct?
I haven't tried it in a long time. See, I have acid
What about
reflux,
leeks?
and
Can
eating
you
that
use
type
leeks?
of food with onions and anything spicy,
You
it
can use
affects me.
leeks will be a good alternative as well. Have you ever used leeks before?
Say that again?
Leek.
Leeks, Leeks, leeks. Have you ever used them before?
No, I'm be honest with you, I'm not really a cook. I'm learning. I'm learning from
I
you.
try some leeks. They're a good option.
Say
Oh,
that again.
okay.
Can you
Oh.
did you hear me?
Yes, I hear you, sir. I heard you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Leeks would be a good alternative as well.
Oh,
Leeks,
okay.
celery, you'd be just fine.
Oh, okay, great. That sounds
Along
great.
with the garlic. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All I'm doing now is sauteing my onion around. Okay. I just want these to soften up. I don't want to burn them. So I'll just turn my heat down. Okay. And I love the smell of onion. I'm gonna add the garlic to this in a few minutes. And while they're just doing this thing, we need to just check on, see what our rice is doing. Okay, so it's cooking up good. Like I said, this dish doesn't take long to do. So you can do this at your leisure. Real quick meal. Smells good now. So now I'm gonna go in with some garlic here. And we're just gonna capture this fragrance in here. Okay. I just want to, once you add your garlic, you don't want to burn your garlic. It'll ruin your dish. So you want to capture that garlic. So I'm gonna stop this in a few minutes. When I'm starting to smell it, then I'm gonna add my beans, and we're just gonna place this to the side and just get ready for our potatoes and our rice. Okay? It doesn't take long to do this dish. As long as it's doing your sweet potatoes and your rice, and I'm using an instant rice, so it's not gonna take me too long. So now I'm gonna go in with my beans, okay? I have my beans in. Don't try this at home. Okay, unless you know what you're doing. I want you to use a spoon to turn your food. Don't be trying to show off like I'm doing right here by flipping, okay? I want you to have your food all over the floor, all over the stove, all over the, the wall. Man, a little bit of seasoning to this. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah, good. I don't know, Miranda, can you smell this from over there? Now I'm just gonna let this simmer for just a minute. Let's check our sweet potatoes here to see what we got going on. All right. Oh yeah. Like I said, it doesn't take long for the sweet potatoes. And it doesn't take long for the rice, but I'm using instant rice, okay? So about another 3 minutes, that'll be ready. Okay. Good. And while that is going, I'm gonna get my bowl ready for my mixture, okay? Because everything will be mixed together in one bowl afterwards. Okay. So I have a bowl right here. Okay. Our bean mixture is heating up. You know, the beans are already cooked, so we just want to capture that garlic in it and just heat up the beans just for a tad. Okay. And then we're gonna mix everything together. Okay. Anybody welcome to come down and have lunch with us if you like. We'll leave the door open for you. I know it was raining in some places. I heard a little thunder a few minutes ago and saw some lightning. But you guys are all welcome to come on down. All right. So let's check our rice again. Okay. Oh yeah. And I'm looking for my sweet potatoes to see how soft the sweet potatoes are. Like I said, it doesn't take long for sweet potatoes to soften up, believe it or not. And then I cut them small enough that it won't take long to cook. Okay. 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 Now I had already rinsed and drained my beans, but it still will hold a little bit of moisture. So as it's simmering right now, some of that moisture is starting to cook out. Okay. So you will have just a little bit moisture. So I want some of it to cook out. So that's what it's doing right now. It smells good. I lightly season it already. I'll readjust the seasons at the end. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to turn my heat off. And I'm just going to go to my bowl here. Okay. Okay. And now we're just waiting for our rice and our sweet potato. I'm going to get my colander ready. So let's see. Let's check our sweet potato once again. Okay. And I just like to take one and take my spoon and test it for softness. Okay. I can always take one out. Oh yeah. Yes. They are there. Okay. Now remember, we're using brown rice. All right. And the key, the reason I said that is that a lot of us, let me so you can see me. A lot of us have a problem with the brown rice because they say, oh, well, it tastes funny. It don't taste funny. It's the fiber. It's what you want. This is what you're tasting. This is what not on the white rice to strip everything away. All right. Your brown rice has that fiber in it, so it's fibrous, it's chewy because it has the fiber, and we know that fiber is very good for you. As you just went through Miranda's presentation, we need that fiber. Okay, so you know, so just you know, get used to the taste. If we was brought up on brown rice and we try to introduce you to white rice, you'd be saying the same thing about the white rice. Oh, it tastes funny. So it's the opposite. So you're you're not used to that fibrous taste. So just remember, that's what that is, okay? All right, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. All right, we're almost there. Let me go back to, I know my sweet potatoes are right. All right, so I just turned that off now. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go in now. And I'm gonna scoop out my rice and my sweet potatoes. And then we're gonna add this to our mixture here. And we'll be ready to go, okay? All right. All right. Okay. So we're gonna add this to our, with our beans and our garlic and our onion. Okay. Gonna give this a quick stir. All right, I hope you guys can see through all the steam.
Oh, it looks great. I mean, you use just 2 pans to make that meal. That's amazing.
Bowl here, so I'm gonna plate this up for you guys real quick. Actually, before I plate this, I'm sorry. Let me taste my seasonings and make sure I have enough seasoning. I want to readjust, make sure I got enough seasoning. There we go. All right, need to add just a little tad. So now I can plate this up for you guys. And hopefully I can get Miranda to do a taste test for us. Okay. All righty. Ladies and gentlemen out there in TV land, this here is our power bowl, our black bean brown rice power bowl. What do you guys think?
Good. That looked delicious. I'm telling you the truth. I'm ready to come over there.
That's
All right.
delicious.
Look, come on down. I'll leave the door open for you. Come
That
on.
looked delicious.
That looks good.
You did that thing, Chef Herb.
I'm serious. In a short amount of time at that. Not even much long time.
Chef Herb always makes magic meals in us in like 10, 15 minutes. It's amazing.
Made me hungry.
When
I'm
you
telling you the
So when
truth.
you say you if you don't know how to cook, well, you know, you could really try these really easy, simple meals, and it sure is cooking.
I need a one-on-one lesson.
Well, rewind the video when you watch it. That way you can do it as many times as
Give
you
it a
like.
taste test for us,
That'll
guys.
work, Alex. You're right.
Chef Herb, this Denise.
Yes, ma'am.
Just pack me some up, sent it by Uber.
I got you.
I'm serious.
Oh, this is a live taste test from Miranda.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Mmm.
Good
Nope.
flavor, good texture.
The one with random. Good.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure don't save some for us. Don't
I'm getting ready to say she just
I'm for real.
taking it easy on us.
It's a
Oh,
I'm like, Denise, send me some by Uber.
Yeah.
Again, this is, it was really simple.
And this is Mrs. Duckett. I'm waiting for my meal now.
Yeah.
The only
I know
time
that's right,
is
Ms.
just make
Duckett.
sure your potatoes are soft, and it takes 7 to 8 minutes to soften the potato. And then you cut them, the smaller you cut them, the faster they will cook as well. Okay, so
What was the seasoning you put
fun.
on it? What was the
What's that?
seasoning? What was the seasoning you put on it?
Just salt and pepper or whatever seasoning. Use my-
Oh, okay.
I just use my rub, that's all. No special seasoning at all.
Okay.
Nothing special. You know, so do your thing. I always tell you, make it your own, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do your thing.
Yeah. You do.
You make
Yep.
it seem so simple and easy
Well,
for a person who don't know how to cook. Like
Well,
me.
that's what Chef Herb is with us
Yeah.
for. He's been with us many times already. So make sure you
Yeah.
review all the videos that we've posted of UDC
And that's
SNAP-Ed.
what we want to do, guys. We want to make it simple. We want to make it easy. This is, like I said, this is, you know, we if you notice, whenever you see us and I do the demonstrations, I always keep it simple. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I don't, you know, do things I know you can't do, or we do things that we know you can do. This is easy stuff to do. So
yeah,
sometimes
spend a lot of money.
more
Yeah.
and other things, but we want you guys to be in the kitchen. We don't want you to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. So we keep it simple. We keep it easy, you know. So,
Mhm.
and with these recipes, you're going to take these basic recipes and you're going to expand on it. Can you add proteins to this, meat proteins? Yes, you can. Seafood,
Hungry.
just no, whatever you want to do. We want to lay down the groundwork, the base work is by just giving you the basics and then let you expand on it. So, so we do keep
Now,
it easy. Thank you guys for
now,
noticing that.
Yeah,
now
I
nobody
was
don't.
no.
Thank you,
Oh,
Chef Herb, for and Miranda for your session today. I know our group may have some questions for you guys, but again, thank you so much, Miranda, for your fiber lesson instructions. It definitely just added to the nutrition mind, and just thinking of those things when you're at the grocery store is so important. So I appreciate that so much. And Chef Herb, amazing job once again with that 10-minute meal. We're using 2 pans, and it's hey, you make it real easy, as our seniors have said. So I can't wait for your next session with us. So I know we're also thankful for your instruction today. Any questions for Miranda or Chef Herb today? Please raise your hands. Any questions? Again, wow, time flies when you're having fun. So any questions or comments for Chef Herb or Miranda today, please raise your hand. And just keep time in mind, okay? Yeah, time definitely flies when you have some fun. So any comments, any questions, just keeping the time in mind, please raise your hand in Zoom, and we love for you to share. Okay, so we have 3 hands. So thank you so much. 4 hands. We got Ann first, and then Denise. Thank you.
Chef Herb, could you use a little, like if you put some seafood in that, could you use a little Old Bay and maybe some lemon pepper or something like that?
Yes, you can. You have that option to do it however you want. You can, seafood, the Old Bay, so whatever season you're accustomed to around your taste bud, you'll be just fine. Now, with the lemon pepper,
Mm-hmm.
just a word of advice with the lemon pepper, use it slow, okay?
Oh,
Because
I do. Uh-huh.
because
Yeah.
it can be a little overpowering, especially the lemon part of it, and sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it throw the balance of the flavors off. So just use a little bit until you build it up to what you're fine with. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I love
Yeah.
you. I love your, I love cooking, so I love the lessons that you teach with different things. So.
Thank you so much. We love you
Thank you,
too.
Ann. Thank you so much. All right, we got Miss Denise and then Miss Deckett. A quick question, comment for Chef Herb and Dora Miranda. Oh, Denise, I did that. Can you?
Oh, okay,
Mhm,
okay.
mhm.
Oh yeah, you can use white rice too, right? You don't want the
Yes.
brown rice.
Right. Whatever, like I said, always say you make it your own. Whatever you're accustomed to, it's okay. If you want to do a half and half, that'd be great. If you wanted to do quinoa, you can do that. So you have those options of other whole grains and other proteins. So yes, you
Yeah.
can do your thing. Mm-hmm.
And y'all, I go to Chef Herb class on Mondays at 2 o'clock, and we enjoy ourselves. Yeah,
Thank you. We enjoy you too, Miss Denise. That's for sure.
yeah. And by the way, since you're there, look down in that cabinet and whip me up a birthday cake in 5 minutes.
Oh,
That's right. And happy birthday to
thank you for
you.
joining us on your
Yeah,
birthday, Denise. We
thank
appreciate
you.
it so much.
All right,
Enjoy the rest
Miranda,
of your
too.
day.
All right. I see y'all Monday.
No, not this Monday. You won't see us. We have our second week, another week of a culinary camp. So you'll see us the following Monday. Okay.
Yeah, that just means more time with we got Mr. Ronald coming on Monday, so make sure you of course fully enjoy that for our sessions. So thank you so much, Denise. We got Ms. Deckett next, and then Miss Louise. You have a question or comment for Chef Herb or Miranda today?
Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Hello? Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yes, Ms.
Yes.
Deckett.
I just want to say I really enjoyed this session and I enjoyed the meal, so I'm ready for it now.
All right. Ready. We enjoyed you too.
Thank you, Ms. Ducka, for joining us today. And then we got Miss Louise. You got a quick question, comment for the chef for Miranda today?
Yeah,
And
gonna ask Chef Herb if that brown rice is instant, because the brown rice take a little while to cook. I like it, but is that instant you use?
I because of the time frame, I did use instant, but you can use instant, or you can have the bowl, what is the bowl in the bag, a bag in the, can't even say that right.
yeah,
Yeah.
the prepackaged ones.
Right. To make it easier for you. If that's easier for you, then yes, by all means, you can do the instant rice. It's not a problem. Because I know with the whole grains takes a little longer because of that fiber.
Yeah, it takes a while, and the potato wouldn't survive. I mean, I would have to put the potato when it's halfway.
Well,
and
that's what you got to do as a cook. You got to know what you have to do with your ingredients, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You timed it just right, and I made adjustments to the recipe because of the time frame of our session, right?
Yes.
Because I used the instant rice, it allowed me to add that potato at the same time because they're both going to cook at the same time. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if I was doing it what you were just talking about, you can do it separate or you can time it. So so you have the option, and I love the way you thought about that by timing it, because you, like I said, you'll lose the potato. All right.
Yeah.
So the sweet potato only takes 7 minutes and it's soft enough. If you cut it a little larger, same thing. It don't take much for the sweet potato to be soft, and unlike the white potato, okay? So you do want to time it. So there's good observation there, Miss Moore.
Yeah, and I do the quinoa. I add vegetables to the quinoa to
Yes.
enhance the flavor. Sometimes I even use peas and carrots, the
Yes.
vegetable bag with that.
You're saying quinoa, right? It's versatile. You can use it so many different ways. So you know, I'm glad that you're using the quinoa, and I'm glad to see that you adapt your own recipe around it as well. So that's great.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing, okay?
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you for sharing, Louise.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and we got one more hand that I see. We got Miss Brenda. You got a quick question or comment for
Yeah, I do. Thank you, Chef Herb. Now, Chef, I have all of these ingredients except the instant brown rice. I have the regular brown rice. So can you put this recipe in the chat, or so we can get it? I'm not really keen on power meals, but this one looked pretty good, and I think I could deal with that. And also, would this meal like last throughout the day for me? Like,
Yes.
you stay full longer.
You're gonna, because of that fiber, you're gonna stay full a lot longer. That's the good thing about fiber, is that it's slow to break down in the body. So it allows it won't even allow you to eat for so much, because it'll make you full a lot faster. And so it will hold you for the rest of the day. It'll sustain you. And you won't even miss the meat if you do this right. I mean, it's really good. Like I said, it is a power, it's a power bowl. So it'll increase your energy. It won't allow you to eat so much, and it will last you the day. So, so yeah, a little bit goes a long way, as I like to say.
Okay. I think I'd like to try it. It looks pretty good.
Just
take
remember
a
that
look at the link in the chat.
we
It's
have
in
the
there.
recipe is in the link. So, adapt it to around what you like, and just remember, just whatever season you're accustomed to, whatever, just make sure you do it slow. Readjust at the end, okay? Because the bean, even though I use a low sodium bean, there still has a natural sodium in the beans, so you'll taste just a little bit of sodium. So you want to just make sure you balance towards the end. And Miranda can attest to that. You can taste the seasons in the beans, right? And it's a balance. So just enough, not too much, but just enough, okay?
So with the canned beans, I rinse them off.
Right, you're gonna
rinse them off.
You're gonna drain and rinse them, and I suggest you use a low or no sodium bean. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Brenda. I love it. The limits are endless. You can pretty much add whatever you like, make it your own. That's what I always say. But again, appreciate you all coming on very much to our sessions. Of course, with UDC SNAP-Ed, of course, all of our providers. And I really enjoyed the session and information. Chef Herb and Miranda, do you have any last words or last thoughts for the information today? Any big overarching goals for the group?
I'll just let everybody know that I put a few different links in the chat for you all. So you have the file, the actual presentation from today, which is the Fill Up with Fiber. There's 2 different links from the Whole Grains Council. That's a great resource and another great website to explore. So I put the information about the whole grain stamp in there, which you would look for at the grocery store, and how those different stamps work depending on what food it is that you're buying, as well as a list of A to Z whole grains. So some of those ones we talked about, like the buckwheat, there's a few other ones on there that you may be interested in learning about. And then we've got the recipe in there as well, which comes from eatfresh.org. And that's the brown rice and black bean power meal. We
Thank you,
guys today for all your
Miranda.
participation. And yeah, another great session, and we're looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, next one. I appreciate you coming on, Miranda. And how about you, Chef Herb? Any last thoughts or comments or overarching things for your session today?
If I can leave you with something, guys, is that get in the kitchen, take your time, make it your own, okay? Recipes are made to be changed. You can add, you can take out. So don't think you're doing something wrong by changing it up. Remember, you're the ones that's gonna have to eat it, okay? So do it around what you like, and you could be just fine. And take your time. Let the, it's not a rush. I know you see me, it's fast, or I do this all the time. So the key is mise en place, everything ready to go, and just take your time and have fun, okay? And make it taste good. You're not gonna have no problems. So I'll leave that with you guys. Thank you again so much.
Let's all say thank you so much to Chef Herb and Miranda from UDC SNAP-Ed for a wonderful end to our week together. Thank you all. See you next time.
Thank
Miranda.
Thank you all so
Thank
much
you
for the
very much.
time.
Thank
Bye.
Chef
you.
Thanks,
Herb.
everyone.
Good one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Miranda.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
That was good. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Great
Thank you.
session today.
See you later.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Stop.
It's good.
Thank you all so much.